Big Balls got beat up, which is unfortunate, just because he was trying to end government spending. Teens who jumped ex-Doge staffer Edward Big Balls Correstein avoid jail, sentenced to probation, and there was pictures of him, and he got a right hiding. He got a right hiding off of them as well. Two teenagers who jumped former Doge staffer Edward Big Balls Correstein avoided jail time after pleading guilty to simple assault in a Washington, D.C. court yesterday. The boy and girl, both 15, Big Balls, come on, man. You did not get beaten up by two 15-year-olds, one of whom was a girl. My guy, come on, man. I'm sorry, it's Tiny Balls from now on, from Hyattsville, Maryland, were sentenced to probation by a DC court judge just over 2 months after the pair were arrested for the vicious August 3rd attack, WUSA 9 reported. The boy was handed a 12-month probation and allowed to return home under strict house arrest, while the girl was given a 9-month probation and remanded to a local youth shelter. The teens also can't contact each other or linger in DC beyond school, work, and family obligations, the judge reportedly ordered. Judge Kendra D. Briggs stressed she hopes the two assailants, who were not identified because of their age, I think we all know, learned from their stint on probation, WSA 9 reported. She said juvenile court is focused on rehabilitating youthful offenders, not handing down punishments, which I do understand and I do get. I do understand and I do get that. However, you need to make sure they don't do it again. But White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt ripped into the decision to not lock the two teens up on Wednesday while appearing on the Charlie Kirk show. One of the big issues in DC is these juveniles, they just get a slap on the wrist, she said, according to the Washington Post. This administration has a completely different philosophy. We need law and order. Their accomplices in the attempted carjacking and assault at approximately 3 a.m. in a DC parking garage remain at large. Isn't that fascinating? Right, so it wasn't because he was Big Balls, because I thought these certain people, might be attacking him because he was trying to get rid of all their gibs. But it turns out it might have just been a random carjacking. But again, that still answers a lot of questions that I had. But anyway, yeah, look at that. Like, he got done in quite badly, actually. Yeah, that's the thing is, I didn't know it was a great group of people. That's different then. I apologise, Big Balls, right? I didn't know it was a great big group of people, some of whom were probably older than 15 and stuff like that. I didn't know it was a big jump, and I thought you got jumped by two 15-year-olds. At which point, I would have mocked you endlessly. However, if it was a great big bunch of people and it was a carjacking, that's fine. I take it back. My bad. I hope you can figure things out and be ready for the consequences, Correstein 19 reportedly told the defendants via video link, as he thanked the courts and police for their quick work in bringing the pair to justice. Correstein was left with a concussion and a broken nose after he and a female companion were jumped by a group of 10 guys, the ex-Doge employee previously said. A photo of him, bloodied and bruised, propelled DC crime woes into the national spotlight, with even President Trump addressing the violent bashing. We just almost lost a young man, beautiful, handsome guy. Alright, Trump. Got the hell knocked out of him, Trump wrote online at the time. If DC doesn't get its act together, and quickly, we will have no choice but to take federal control of the city and run this city how it should be run, and put criminals on notice that they're not going to get away with it anymore. The president later took the controversial moves to take over the local police department and ship in the National Guard to patrol city streets until September the 10th. Which is, yeah, because like Democrat-run cities are just giant shitholes. They're just giant absolute shitholes that are just riddled with crime, needles, human feces, everything. Although I have no idea why people are living in them. But all this happening is all the Democrats are then bailing out of those places and then going to like all the red states and then voting in Democrats in the red states because they're stupid. Because they're really, oh, this place is terrible, let's go to another place, and then vote it into being just as terrible and all that. But still, it's a terrible, horrible, awful thing. Now, I do believe, yeah, I think that when you're a young teenager, certain leeway can be given to basically make sure you are rehabilitated, because when it comes to behaviour like this, you have to catch it young. You have to catch it young and have to make sure they don't do it. And I think that heavy jail sentences, depending on the crime, if you murdered someone, then, oh well, tough shit, bye-bye. Right, but depending on the crime, I do believe rehabilitation should be the focus for young offenders. But, still, it's a shame about Big Balls.